I never want it to come off as me being ungrateful for the opportunities I have. I can also be having the greatest time and simultaneously wishing people would stop sending me death threats.
Right. Every time that a celebrity gets like one DM that says KYS, they're like, I'm getting death threats! Someone save me, but not a prince! Don't.
Anybody but a prince!
Don't you dare save me.
She's like, I'm getting these death threats, and the cops were like, well, save yourself. Like,
yeah, you're a
I saw that.
Aren't you?
I saw that interview. Save yourself. You'll be fine.
Evita's producers have officially filed for Chapter 11, drowning in $12 million of debt. And guess who they're blaming? According to insiders, the studio is pointing the finger squarely at Rachel Zegler, claiming she single-handedly sank the box office.
Zegler has been labeled a PR nightmare, and we can see why. The Walt Disney Company seems to be trying to keep her totally hidden, as we haven't seen any interviews regarding Snow White since the controversy surfaced. Of course, people now are just waiting for her next slip-up. What other outrageous thing will she say? But I have a suspicion that Zegler is getting some serious brainwashing media training, so she can keep saying the same things.
Imagine pouring your soul into rehearsals under blinding marquee lights, only to wake up the next morning and see your name tied to a federal bankruptcy case. Cameras are already swarming the courthouse, and the filing is public for all to see. Page after painful page, it details how a boycott spiraled into Broadway's quickest crash in years.
Like, I'm the first to admit when I saw her interviews, I hated her. I was like, ew, how snide. Ugh, how condescending. And then I was like, well, wait, she's acting it up. They told her to do that. You can't tell me this young woman was cast in such an iconic role and went, thanks, I hate it. No, let's use our brains. We have been pushing girl boss, strong women, strong. We've been pushing that for so long. They tell her to give us that, and we shit on her. I don't know, I just feel like that's so goddamn mean.
Industry whispers say the first shockwave hit at 10:53 p.m. last night, when docket number 23BK0413 lit up on the federal court system, stamped in bold crimson, voluntary. Scroll to line item 3 and you'll see it. Material adverse. Change. Principal performer controversy. Translation: one actor's public meltdown officially triggered a financial storm, and the fallout is now on legal record.
Rachel Zegler is at it again.
I really do believe that. There's something wrong with her. She's disturbed, she's unhappy.
I have learned the hard way that we have to be fearless and loud in order to be heard, and to prepare for the backlash that occasionally comes with that outspokenness.
The reality is she's just not stable. Like the majority of people now, they're just not stable beings.
I think people will just do anything to not acknowledge that respect is earned and not just given to you in life.
Before you decide if that clause is legit or just PR smoke, hang tight, because the creditor list reads like a billionaire fantasy league. Hedge fund hotshots, adrenaline junkie investors, and yes, even a retired NFL quarterback chasing Broadway. Glory to go with his Super Bowl rings. Emotions aside, the leaked confidential spreadsheet screams disaster. Weekly burn, $93,000. Refund liability, $2.4 million. Projected shortfall by Labor Day, over $7 million. Imagine a fourth quarter scoreboard, your team down by 3 touchdowns, with the game clock already frozen at 5 in Westland.
What is it like for you now, having all of this? I think it's a lot of pressure, right?
It's definitely a lot of pressure, but I surround very good people who keep me grounded and try to just stay as true to myself as I possibly can.
One fan on X nailed it. Bro, that box office line looks like GameStop, just in reverse. Another slapped a meme of a sinking yacht with the caption, "Refund maiden voyage, boat half submerged, life vest floating solo." Meanwhile, inside a sleek glass-walled office, you could practically smell the espresso and panic. At 7 a.m. sharp, 3 major investors launched an emergency Zoom. Leaked screenshots showed Wall Street icons in hoodies with sleep-deprived eyes, framed under a PowerPoint slide titled Project Salvage. One bullet point was brutally clear. Explore litigation against lead talent for brand sabotage. Mics muted, caffeine levels maxed, and word has it, one Silicon Valley billionaire slammed his desk so hard, his webcam bounced.
The partner in crime and one of the most entitled.
As I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online.
Toxic.
I'm a narcissist.
Man-hating.
She's not gonna be safe with a prince.
Nasty. The last part, her words. Who single-handedly actually annoyed everyone so bad. they skipped this mess. Well played.
The screenshot cuts off just above the name, just a blurry silver watch and a clenched, furious fist. If you were in that Zoom room, would you sue the star who sank your Broadway bragging rights? Or chalk it up to market risk and pivot to crypto? Scroll deeper into the bankruptcy filing and you'll hit a creditor list longer than your fantasy football draft. Lighting company owed $97,000. Wardrobe vendor, $72,000. VIP ticket broker, a cool $109K, plus interest. But the gut punch? Payroll 3 weeks overdue. Translation, the ushers, costume fitters, and pit musicians might not see a paycheck come Friday. By sunrise, stagehands had already posted a TikTok from a pitch-black backstage hallway, phone light flickering across forgotten props, while a tired voice muttered, "We rehearsed for what?" Comments lit up instantly. "Strike incoming! Burn it down! I'll buy the set pieces on eBay." And someone asked the question nobody wants to answer. Would you still go if tickets dropped to $5?
So, what's it like to be in a movie with Helen Mirren and see what it was?
Great. Okay? I'm honored. I don't know why I sound so angry right now. I'm honored. Am I a psychopath? No, I've been getting a lot of questions about how do I feel? I feel amazing. We start kind of soon, and I'm just like...
Meanwhile, across town, producers are quietly drafting what insiders have dubbed the Blame Game Bulletin. A junior PR rep leaked the header, "Unforeseen publicity crisis tied to principal performer." Just below it, a jagged yellow sticky, note in shaky blue ink. Plan B, insurance claim. The problem? The policy reportedly excludes talent misconduct. If that clause holds, the dream payout vanishes, turning into a courtroom mirage faster than you can say force majeure. A Slack screenshot even shows one exec firing off a massive denied stamped GIF, complete with a sad trombone sound, but Rachel Zegler isn't sitting back waiting to become a passive headline. Leaks say she's brought in heavyweight bankruptcy. Attorney Max Firewall Ferraro, whose hourly rate supposedly dwarfs the show's Tuesday gross. A Reddit user posted what looks like his retainer, $800,000, typed out in clean serif font. Fans cheered the power move. Critics scoffed, calling it the equivalent of buying VIP seats on a sinking lifeboat. Somewhere inside a Manhattan high-rise, Ferraro reportedly slammed producers as financial arsonists and promised a scorched earth discovery phase.
Video is gonna get taken out of context, and I know that at this point I can't really stop people from doing that because that's what my whole existence on the internet is, just being taken out of context and stuff.
A muffled Zoom recording has leaked online, voice distorted but unmistakably bold. Listen closely, and you catch a sharp, sarcastic chuckle before he says, "See you at the deposition, gentlemen. Real or AI deepfake? You decide." Meanwhile, fans haven't picked just one enemy overnight. A Change.org petition titled "Save the Crew, Not the Show" has surged past 75,000 signatures. The subheader says it all. Pay workers first, argue later. Even DraftKings caught wind of the drama, launching novelty odds on Evita reopening by Christmas. Sports talk radio tore apart the bet slip like it was halftime stats. One host joked, "This has more twists than an overtime shootout." If you're reading this, you just pictured those odds jumping every time Rachel's name trends didn't. You? Chaos invites opportunists. Rumor has it a creditor group, including that retired quarterback, is ready to scoop up production assets for pennies on the dollar. The plan? Rebrand the musical as Eva Reloaded and replace the lead with an AI-generated diva streaming straight from holograms. Unreal. Maybe, but a streaming giant, the one with the big red N, is reportedly circling film rights for a docuseries tentatively called Curtain Crash. Unverified term sheets leak details. 3 episodes, 7 interview chairs, and 1 non-negotiable condition: Rachel's exclusive tell-all participation. Ironically, the producers now find themselves having to woo the very star they blame, all to salvage whatever residual value they can from this disaster. Truly a business school case study in the making.
I can't believe it. I very much had no interest in seeing Rachel Zegler in any movies heading into this. And watching this made me forget that I really don't like her as an actress.
Back on 46th Street, a hastily printed bankruptcy notice flaps on the locked theater doors. Across the street, a bartender at the Horseshoe snaps a photo. Empty marquee bulbs, reflections of police barricades, lonely puddles of city rain. Neon. Caption, end scene. 2 steps away, union reps huddle under umbrellas, drafting a picket schedule. A stage manager whispers into a lapel mic, if paychecks bounce, we walk by noon. Meanwhile, camera crews pan over life-sized posters of Rachel and Evita regalia, now tagged with graffiti reading "Cancelled Queen" and "Boycott Boomerang." Just before lunch, the bankruptcy judge signs an interim order allowing producers to tap into a debtor-in-possession loan, a $10 million cash infusion, but with interest north of 15%. Think payday loan on a Broadway scale. At line 28 of the court transcript, a gem appears. The debtor claims ticket sales might rebound if public sentiment shifts. The judge leans forward, deadpan. On what basis? The silence that follows is thicker than a winter coat. Now a reaction meme, a black and white snap of the judge's skeptical face with the caption, "When your plan is vibes." By mid-afternoon, sports betting algorithms catch an eerie pattern. Every surge in boycott. Hashtags triggers a half-point drop in reopening odds. Male viewers feeding those numbers. You know who you are. Analysts in Discord compile heat maps that look like classic candlestick charts, each boycott spike labeled a red candle of doom. One comment nails it. Feels like shorting a meme stock, only the popcorn comes with orchestra seating. You'll see that chart soon. Green bars swinging to red faster than a traffic light stuck on panic. As the sun sets, painting skyscraper glass, producers schedule a live stream called State of the Curtain. 500,000 viewers flood the link. The stream buffers, then drops. Conspiracy channels cry intentional blackout. When it finally stabilizes, the executive producer, sweat beading his hairline, reads a scripted apology to cast and crew. Then pivots. Our reorganization plan assumes a collaborative path forward with Miss Zegler. Translation: Bankruptcy Math says her name still sells clicks, if not seats. The chat scroll explodes. Choose a side already. She sank it, now. She bails them out. Epic snake-eating tail plotline. Rachel fires back with a cryptic Instagram story, a dimly lit dressing room mirror, the Evita costume hanging lonely on a hook. Text overlay: I will not be your scapegoat. 10 million. Views in 2 hours. One fan replies, "Girl, buy the theater and turn it into a karaoke bar." Another plot twist: she stages Evita in Fortnite. Social imagination outruns reality, but producers see dollar signs. They scramble to secure a call. Maybe offer profit sharing, maybe beg for silence. The court's automatic stay pauses lawsuits, but can't mute the algorithm. By 7 p.m., union trucks roll up with protest signs. Pay crew first and boycott backfired. Local news drones hover, capturing overhead shots of chanting crowds. You glance at your screen and wonder, would dropping a $20 super chat during a live-streamed picket feel like buying moral stock in an uncertain market? The commentator calls it Occupy Orchestra Pit. As night deepens, digital forensics teams dissect that leaked Zoom audio where Ferraro called producers arsonists. One analyst swears the voice print matches his CNBC interview 2 years ago. A rival expert claims pitch-shifting screams deepfake. YouTuber Legal Eagle Eye uploads a breakdown, pausing waveforms, highlighting suspicious compression. Top comment, nearly 5,000 likes. Plot twist: the deepfake is more honest than the press release. Inside bankruptcy court, Docket alerts. Ping every half hour. Motions to retain consultants, approve vendor payments, seal talent contracts, all footnoted with debtor reserves all rights against principal performer. Legal speak for: we can still sue you after the ashes settle. Rachel's lawyer fires back with a threat of counterclaim for defamation. Suddenly, the battle pivots from seats to character. Imagine being the bankruptcy judge refereeing this slugfest. Would you reach for popcorn or aspirin? Near midnight, anonymous sources leak a draft insurance denial letter. Key phrase: claims arising from intentional conduct or reputational damage are excluded from coverage. Translation: the safety net producers counted on has holes big enough to swallow their balance sheet. Someone scrawled "game over" in blue Sharpie, snapped a photo, and DM'd it to every gossip blogger within reach. That denial gift loops across timelines like an unstoppable tumbleweed. As the clock ticks past 1 a.m., an unexpected hero emerges. A grassroots fan collective. The very same folks who powered the original boycott. They launch a GoFundMe for stagehands. Tagline: keep the lights on. Donations spike, $5s and dollars in 10 minutes, $15,000 in an hour. Sociologists will study this velocity someday. The same hive mind that starved tickets now feeds the crew. Maybe outrage needed a new target. Maybe guilt buys better sleep than revenge. Either way, the bankruptcy trustee must decide whether private donations interfere with payroll priority rules. Suddenly, legal texts feel like choose-your-own-adventure novels. At 2:30 a.m., a lobbyist leaks word city officials might classify the theater as a historical landmark under emergency provisions, blocking asset liquidation without review. Bureaucracy may slow the auction vultures circling above the set pieces. Could landmark status give Evita Reloaded a chance to rise? Or does it cement the stage as a monument to Broadway hubris? Your guess is as hot as the floodlights still warming the closed marquee. The court filing that started this freefall slides across your screen. Chapter 11, Voluntary Debtor in Possession. Scroll down and you find Schedule F listing refunds as unsecured claims. The people in the cheap seats ranked behind secured lenders in the payout queue. Look at the margin note, scrawled in frantic pen. If sentiment shifts, reopen plan. Maybe someone spilled midnight coffee while scribbling, because sentiment online shifts fast, sometimes in favor of drama queens, sometimes toward the stage hands. Who sweep the glitter? Which way will the pendulum swing? Comment below. Is bankruptcy the final curtain or just a surprise encore? All allegations unconfirmed. This video is for entertainment purposes only.